I'm going to move over to do this one next. And I'm going to come around and do these two next, which will then see these two being done next. And there isn't a retailer bar just here. It isn't needed. So I then have to make my way, depending on which side I'm on, around to do these. Do that one, and then do these, and then do these. So I'm going to show you on video how I do the next one. And rather than make you sit and watch me for ages and ages, because you'll have seen me make 3, 4, if I've got time I might do an extra one here. But then I'm going to put the rest in off video, because you'll have seen them enough times to know how I'd make mine. You don't have to make yours the same way I make mine. Everybody is different. So right now I need to come along to here, and I try and do mine in 3 passes. So that's 1, 2, 3. That will place me up here to let me travel around the inside of there and do 1, 2, 3 and 3B, which should place me on the inside again, which is fine. So I'm going to come along to here. I'm going to jump into here, because this is all going to be covered in satin stitching. I'm going to put a curve in there, arc that up, because this all acts as a loft to assist me. Put one, another curve in there, drop this one just shy, put a curve in. Now you may decide that you're happy with the tie stitches that Mbird puts in. I actually prefer my own ties. Over to there, put my lock stitch in, and tell that enter, and go into parameters, because of course I've got it set for my right, single stitch. Thank you. Apply. Good lad. Generate. Then go and pick up my run line tool again. Hit my numeral 3 key. Satin stitch. Density 18. OK. Leave that on 2. Width 1.1. OK. Drop that into there. Generate. Go and pick that tool up again. Cut work takes a little longer than some other designs, but it's worth making the effort if you like cut work, and I like cut work. Generate stitches. Okay, now I click on my run line tool again. I click sample, that's fine. It's altered my holding parameters. I also want the curved edge now. So I'll tell that. give me a curvy node, and run my line. Now I can't go crossing over, because if I do that, I'll have stitching showing in my unstitched areas fabric, and I don't want that. And then beyond where I want to be, drop back, put a last node in up here, bend him over and tell him to line, and then drop straight down here, tell him to line, and straight up there. Actually, you could do with a bit of a lock. I'm going to tell this to line, because it's time consuming when you've got to keep going in and telling it go to line, especially when you know you're doing a straight line area. Get ya. Right. And then straight up into here, put my lock in here. Until that generates stitches. And I'll do this one, and then I'm going to do the rest off video. So my line stitch again, my satin stitching, tell that density 18. This is what takes the time mainly. And width 1.1. Hit my numeral 3 key. Use your numeral 3 key. It stops you getting little teeny gaps in your stitching. Drop that down into the lock stitch, up into the lock stitch. Gives it something to grip. Generate. And then go and pick up that tool again. Numeral 3 key. Right. Satin stitch 5. That's already width 1.3. Okay. Now, I don't like doing 1, 2. And I'll show you why now. Generate stitches. I get this clump. I get a clump anyway, no matter what I do. Let me blow that up. But do you see this? That's uncontrolled, and I don't like that. I'm a control freak. I'm going to tell that stop, and go into edit, delete that one. There he is, that's enough. Tell that generate. Right. Then I go and pick up this tool again, my numeral 3 key, and bring it up to here and drop it into that lock stitch. Tell it the satin 1.3. And generate stitches. It's an extra step, but I don't have that great clump down here anymore. And it also prevents those peculiar, especially when you're using a much wider satin stitch with an underlay, those peculiar great big long strands that you see appearing everywhere. Now, parameters, auto select, edge. I wonder if that will work. Apply. No, it's not giving me an edge stitch. It's telling me it's not wide enough for an edge stitch because it comes in by 0.5 of a millimeter, and this is only just over a millimeter. So they'd meet up in the middle. So take that out. Apply. Just have auto select. Generate. Okay. That's as far as I'm going in this video, and I'm going to continue off video, and when I bring you back in, we'll be ready to start looking at putting in our turning angle tool all the way around here. Here's one of those long, oops, what is that? See? And that's on a 1.3 zigzag stitch. Imagine what that would be like on a 3mm or 4mm one.